Minecraft worlds are infinite. Infinite land, infinite resources, infinite profit. But usually this potential is wasted. Most worlds are abandoned after the 2-week Minecraft phase. Dogs left tied to posts, waiting for masters who never return. Their names, a distant memory. Intricate redstone buried under rock. Forgotten the time. Castles half built. An echo of a past self's ambition that they were unable to fulfill. And even if you do go back to these worlds a few months later, you're lost. Everything is undocumented, forgotten. This land was not built by me. It was built by me 5 months ago. And that guy was an idiot I no longer recognize or empathize with. Not that I have much empathy anyway. But what if you never stopped? What if you never forgot? What if your Minecraft world lasted forever? Well, the updates have finally stabilized. No more destroying my nether biome. No more caves or cliffs in development for 3 years destroying my worlds. This world is ripe for the taking. No more terrain changes. No more excuses. No more resets. It's time to enter Minecraft forever. Okay, I think that intro was a little bit dramatic. It's a Minecraft video, but honestly, editing that was really funny, so I'm just gonna keep it in.
In the beginning.
So, I spawned in the jungle biome, which is usually pretty bad for me because I'm only good at building with stone and oak and it doesn't really fit the jungle biome's aesthetic, but I am excited to learn how to build something new. I did the usual starting Minecraft stuff, collecting wood, making a crafting table and wooden tools, lodging my axe into some innocent wildlife and using their wool to make a bed, which I dyed red so that I could remember the blood I spilled, which would be a comforting memory for the nighttime. Now, as we know, Minecraft being the incredibly linear game with absolutely no sandbox at all, after you've done all that starting things, it's the law that you have to go find some group of people to exploit the kindness of. So I began hunting down a village. I was briefly distracted by staring at a chicken and some pumpkins, but I did end up finding a poor little slice of land owned by some villagers who, despite not actually owning any farm plots or any of them being farmers, had massive piles of hay lying around. Clearly, this wheat was stolen, so I, as their new governmental overlord, reappropriated their stolen assets, and of course this act of heinous crime could not go unpunished. So I also stole their 4 cauldrons of water, their lectern, all of their accumulated knowledge over the course of their history, and dug a hole into the side of the hill next to them. In that hole I did find some copper, but I would need some fuel to cook it, so I cooked my jungle logs in the furnace and made some charcoal. I used some of that to make a campfire, which can infinitely cook as much food as you need, and I threw some mutton on there and laughed maniacally as the villagers panicked about their missing wheat as I ate some succulent mutton. Crime doesn't pay, kids. I also stole some potatoes they were hiding from me as well, and some leather clothes and a saddle. Crime does pay me. I said it doesn't pay kids. I'm a big boy. I slept in my weird little cave to skip the first night and spent the morning taming a new horse. Since horses aren't garbage anymore because they no longer disintegrate on contact with water, like the Master Chief, they're actually worth bothering with. Now, one issue with horses is that they are still incredibly suicidal. Same bestie. So you need to get some kind of way to keep them in one place or you'll probably lose them. So I promptly abandoned the humble civilization I had just uplifted from ruin into a beacon of justice and took all my new cool stuff back to spawn. I had to very quickly gather up more wood and build that fence to keep my horse in because I couldn't find string for a lead. Unfortunately, I did forget to build myself a house, but that's just because I'm such an animal lover that I put him first. And yes, so I wasted all day building that horse a fence, so I slept on a bed in a field surrounded by chest-high cobblestone walls, as one does. In the morning, I built up some bamboo walls on that house, It's incredibly ugly, but don't worry, I'll make something much uglier later, I'm sure. Please, do not think this is the height of my lack of skill.
Let's Minecraft!
So now that I had acquired everything you need to get started in Minecraft, it was time to mine and craft. It's a well-named game, it must be said. So what I'm going to do is get some food and some torches and get ready to go mining. And we're going to try and find coal and copper and maybe some iron so that I can stop using all of this stone and wood equipment. First of all, we have some wheat here. Let's split like half of that into that and then make just loads of bread. So I'm good for a few days, and then we can keep that for animals. And then let's go adventuring, so to speak. Let's make some torches. We need to find iron and stuff, and there's a big hill over here. Iron spawns better higher up these days anyway, so if we find a cave over there, another brown egg, no chicken, and we might find something good in there. There's coal in these little ravines, but there's a cave here, and that appeals to me a little bit more. Oh, hey, more copper. Nice. And coal. Lucky me. 4 nodes of it, and more copper. Oh, did I bring any wood? Good, good. That helps a lot. More copper. Damn, my copper and coal needs have just been met. I'm going to be fully armored with copper soon. And then I'll immediately find iron and replace it, but that's how the game goes. Oh, it's nighttime. Am I going to be able to get home safely? Some more coal there, oh my god. Oh, we probably should have stayed in the mines. Ooh, I see a skeleton. On the plus side, the only things that can break down your door even on hard are zombies, so if I just hide, we should be okay. There we go. Let's also take this opportunity, I guess, to smelt some of my copper here. Some of it in the cave is also ready to go. Oh, there's zombies outside. Let's get ourselves the monster hunter thing. I'm going to die. Oof. Yeah, they do a lot of damage on hard, even with like half armor there. I have so much coal now, I am so very happy. Right, well this cave was great for the starting materials, I guess. Let's pick up the furnace. We're not going to find any iron or anything in here, it doesn't really go anywhere, but we could dig down. But if I'm going to dig down, I'll just do it near my base. Oh hey, another cave. Ow, my ankles. There's even more copper and coal in here. I have so much copper, it's actually not even funny. I'll set up another one of these and start smelting that and put the rest in here. So we're getting good levels from it. Right, so I'm probably actually well equipped enough as far as coal and like wood are concerned to start lighting up this area, so I just don't have to worry about zombie spawns and stuff. Well, more really creeper spawns and stuff. Let's make a bunch of torches. So this is one of the mods I'm using that you may or may not think is cheaty. It's kind of down to personal opinion, but you should know that this feature is in the vanilla game. If we look on the F3 screen here, mine's is slightly customized to have less clutter, but you can see on the top left there, we've got client light, which shows the exact light level of all the blocks in the game. This is a completely vanilla feature that has always existed, at least on Java. I have a mod which shows me that on the world here as the spawnable block. So all the red stuff is spawnable and all the green stuff is spawn proof. Now you may or may not think that's cheating. But honestly, it just helps me spawn-proof areas like this more easily. And it's nothing I couldn't do with the F3 screen. It's a quality of life improvement. But if you don't like that, fair enough. There, we should have fairly... Oh, we missed a little spot. We should have otherwise fairly comprehensive mob-proofing in this area. A couple of stacks of torches down that should keep my immediate surroundings creeper-free for the time being. The jungle's a little bit scary. I'm still in third person, hang on. The jungle's a little bit scary, but otherwise, it's fine. So it was time to start really doing some mining. Obviously, we mined in the cave before, but this is different. We are going to be digging into the terrain. We need to get down to Y level 16 to get myself some iron. If you've not played Minecraft in a long time, you might think 16 is a little bit low for iron, but diamonds now spawn much more frequently in the negative Y levels. It goes all the way down to nearly Y60 now. So Y16 is actually not that deep by modern Minecraft standards. But first I'm going to actually choose where I want to build my mine, and there happens to be a hillside that's pretty good for that nearby. This looks like a pretty decent point to like build an actual mine into, because you could decorate it later and it would look natural. Let's clean this up a little bit. We have mined immediately into a cave filled with zombies and stuff. That's not ideal. There we go, we can make a lead. Right, there's some more copper and coal in here, but I think we're good on that for now. Let's continue digging deeper. Ooh, spawner. Hello, zombies. Right, well, let's just mark this location just in case I need this. I don't typically ever need zombie spawners, but... loyalty 3. But regardless... Ooh, iron horse armor. Regardless of if I need this, it's still good to know in case you want to make an impromptu XP farm and you can't find anything else. 2 more wooden planks, first of all. And then a shield. That will help in combat immensely. And that's my 1 of 2 ingots used, but it was a good use of one of my ingots. Let's see if there's any more iron or anything in this cave. Right, my pickaxe broke. Let's make a little crafting station. This section of the mine. You can smelt some of my iron, and I can probably make a storage chest of some kind. Try and... oh well, we could bucket it. That would also work. There's a skeleton right round that corner, isn't there? Hi. Timed that well. Hey, some lapis lazuli. Right, so we're up to an additional 26. Nice, that's like a full set of iron armor, I'm pretty sure. Melt that. Plus we have this now. Ah, we missed some iron right here. Okay, we might have to slightly lock in. Okay, I think it just spawned 1, so we're good. Alright, I don't really like making EXP AFK farms because they're really boring and they're a dumb way to have to play a video game. But if I was going to make one, it would be a skeleton spawner, so it's good to have one. I'll mark the location of that. What do we have in here? Rotten flesh, some wheat, a gunpowder, 2 cat discs, some more rotten flesh, a couple of buckets, that's nice. Copper horse armor, gold, and a bunch of bones. Cool. Some lapis. And a spider. Hello. Well, if we're going to descend into hell, we should probably go in with a bit of a better weapon. Since my axe is about to break anyway. Let's just get a normal iron sword. And you know what, let's make a few more torches as well. Oh, it goes even deeper. Y'all got any diamonds? Nope. Ah, they do. This little chamber up, right, so... diamonds in the ceiling. Let's be like 3 or more. I fear it has given me the singular diamond, which is the worst. Yes. Well, it's better than none. Got some redstone here as well. Very nice for XP and for using later. It's suspiciously mobless right now, I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's nighttime and they're all on the surface or something, but we're very far down, so... a creeper, hello. He's dodging it. Ah. Okay, that went well. Hey, diamonds. Please don't drop lava on my head. Just the 2? No, there's a 3rd one. There's a 4th one as well. Everything? Yeah, that's everything. Right, cool. We now have 5 diamonds, which is all I really need to kind of get started with the diamondy part of the game. Because you can make a single diamond pick with that to mine yourself some obsidian and make an enchanting table with it. And then you can get like fortune and then you can save a lot of mining time. But we need a few more levels where I can do enchanting anyway. And I'm going to have to get a bunch of... I don't know why I placed that torch. I'm going to have to get a bunch of leather and sugarcane as well. Oh, there was diamonds right here. Like right next to where my torches were. Did I mine these? Because on the one hand, more diamonds is good. On the other hand, if I wait until I have fortune, it's a lot more diamonds. 10, negative 260, negative 21. Let's hope I can find that again. Ow. Now let's make a torch. Well, I mean, make them in 4s, but you know what I mean. And then I'm gonna break you and place some water, and I'm gonna get myself enough obsidian to make at least the enchanting table. Is it worth doing the nether portal as well, just while I'm here? How much do you need for that again? 10? Probably, right? Probably. Alright, there we go. 14 obsidian. We can use that. Let's go back to the surface.
No disrespect, but when you laugh, why doesn't your face move?
Now it was time to go to the Nether. I didn't really have many reasons, but at the end of the day, if you wave an opportunity to exploit natives and steal resources in a warm climate in front of a British person, what do you think is gonna happen? I dug up some gravel at the lake to get some flint for a flint and steel, and then I built my Nether portal with dirt corners because I am in a state of economic turmoil. Spawning in the Nether, I was in a crimson forest right on the edge of a massive drop over lava, which is what happens 100% of the time you go to this accursed microwave of a dimension. So I grabbed some netherrack and built some safety for these savages and began trading with the baconators. Oh, and I should have mentioned I made gold boots. This makes them like me because my stylish attire confuses and dazzles the pigoid. Now at this point I found the white gold quartz. This stuff is almost entirely useless for me because I don't really like to build with it, and I have the redstone ability of well, every other YouTuber who just looks up tutorials and says they made it. The reason we want quartz though is because of knowledge.
But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
This stuff gives a good amount of XP and is absolutely everywhere in the Nether. As I mentioned earlier, I really hate making AFK XP farms. Quartz mining is my best bet right now. Heartbreaking. Billionaire human trafficking imperialist has to get a real job, said the YouTuber with no sense of irony. Look at this. A rare species of animal, the hoglin. They seem somewhat annoyed we've built an airport in their house and have decided to attack me. Due to this unprovoked act of violence, I've decided to endanger this particular species.
Quick! It's a species! Let's endanger it.
Now, I quickly learned that the hoglins are actually far more capable of endangering me, so I upgraded my armor to iron except for my stylish gold crocs to improve my chances of success here. These hoglins made this biome tremendously annoying to travel through on account of the whole ramming their tusks up my ass thing, so I decided to mine a tunnel through the nearest wall which would lead to a nether waste biome, which is actually great because it's the easiest biome to see nether quartz in. And for once, I actually found a nether fortress quite easily. I usually have to go through a lot and at least a few hundred blocks to get one of these. It's a lot of annoyance, but for once they're just there. That was nice. That hasn't happened to me since before 1.16. I am a bit under-equipped for it right now though. Eventually, after mining even more quartz, I hit level 30, which if you don't know is what you need to do some enchanting. I also briefly almost died to a single piglin because I forgot that mining gold near them annoys them. Oh shit, I didn't know mining gold in front of piglins angered them. I forgot that was a mechanic in the video game. Run for your life. You like the gold, but you don't like how I get the gold. Typical. Get away from me. Can't we be friends if I give you a single gold nugget? He did pick it up. I don't know if we're friends again. I survived though, but his sword hit way harder than I'd have expected. I then immediately traded with him because he has a very short memory. Anyway, time to head back to the overworld to enchant. Brief interjection. Number one, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button. This video will probably get absolutely no views because it's not the main game I play on my channel, but subscribing would really help me because I'm trying to hit 100k subscribers before the end of the year. And if I don't, they're going to send me to war. And the concerning part is they haven't told me what war, so I think they know there's a war coming, and that's concerning. Number two, at some point in this video, my replay mod broke, and with it my advancements seem to have completely reset. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter, but if you see any advancements popping up in the wrong order, like me getting Monster Hunter in the middle of the video, that's why. Anyway, video. So it was time to start enchanting, but first I would need books to make the enchanting setup. How am I going to do that? Well, the same way I get everything. Murder and manipulation. I did math and let's just say it's not looking good for the cow population. So I made a spear and I jumped on my horse and ran a few hundred blocks so that I wouldn't kill all the cows near my base and make it a pain to exploit them later. Using a spear means I can one-shot the cows by running at full speed on the horse using the charge attack. It's not really all that more convenient than using an axe or a sword, but it has aura. And that's all that really matters. While I was out, I also collected a lot of sugarcane I would need to make the books because my sugarcane farm was small and sad, so I took it out on the world. Eventually, I stumbled upon another village I could liberate. They had a few workstations that I found helpful, like a stone cutter, a meth lab, and a blast furnace. This village also had a library, which I borrowed the contents of. They also had a farm and plenty of wheat, so I took their entire surplus so I could DNA check it against the wheat the other villagers had to find out if they were the villagers the other villagers had stolen from, so that I could give everyone some much needed closure. By this point I had more than enough books and book adjacent material to make my enchanting setup, so I headed on home. On the way I saw the largest group of turtles I'd ever seen naturally occur in Minecraft, and I thought that was neat and that you would want to see that because I like turtles. Anyway, when I got back, I had to collect a massive amount of wood, haha, for all those bookcases, but I live in a jungle, so it was very easy. I then built my enchanting setup in the middle of a field, as one does, and enchanted my first pick with efficiency 4. Not bad. I then decided to go back into the mine and get those diamonds from earlier. I did this so that I could enchant a couple of other things as well, so that I didn't have to keep rolling the same singular pick. I could just swap between two and eventually combine them once they had two good enchantments I wanted. And I also made a sword so that I could try and get looting on that as well. So I had to head back to hell itself and steal some knowledge stones, and after a few enchants, I did in fact get myself a Fortune 3 pick, which is the biggest tech upgrade I would need for the game, really. But now, as an individual with power, I found myself consumed with the fear of losing it. We have to get mending. In order to keep my power, i.e. keep my pickaxe from exploding violently after mining 3 blocks, I need a mending book. Mending is an enchantment book you can get from loot or from villagers, but never from the actual enchantment table. How does anybody put it on the book if nobody can use the enchanting table to put it there? You better stop asking questions, Jimbo. But to get mending reliably, you're gonna have to pay for it, because despite everything, a villager will sooner die than hand over their treasured wares without payment. You could all learn something from that. So we need a source of money. None of the villagers seem interested in my wry sexual charms, nor willing to engage in a protection racket or taxation, so I guess I'll have to go about this legitimately. Now there's a few sources of easy money in Minecraft, but one of the most accessible early on is sticks. The Fletchers love sticks. They'll give you 1 emerald for 32 sticks, so we need to stimulate the Fletcher economy by, well, just turning some of these unemployed people into Fletchers. So to do that, we need some flint from that river I mentioned earlier, and then some wood from that jungle I do in fact still live inside. World's worst Chekhov's gun, by the way. With fletching tables and a huge amount of wood stuffed in my pants, and also some sticks as well, I rode into the village and deployed my economic bomb of fletchery, and made about 27 emerald. Not a bad start. Phase 2 of my cunning plan was to actually get a mending book. To do this, we need a librarian and a lectern, and a whole lot of patience and potentially some intimidation. I locked some poor villager in a room with me using fence gates and proceeded to spend genuinely 25 real minutes, which felt like 500 years, cycling this villager's trades with the lectern until he gave me a juicy 12 emerald deal on mending. Unfortunately, I had at one point during this manic episode lodged my axe in the villager's massive bald head, so he was a little bit upset with me, offering a temporary price raise of 17 emeralds. Once I have made this man rich by buying 392 mending books and probably more lanterns than I'm willing to admit, he will go back down to 12 emeralds and maybe even a discount. And if he doesn't want to give me a discount, I'll just repeatedly zombify him until he learns the meaning of friendship. So, with a stable source of emeralds, XP, and mending secured, we've officially moved up in the world. But I wasn't about to just waste all that hard-earned XP putting mending on my 2 pieces of equipment. It was time to get back into the enchanting loop, dig up some more diamonds, and cement my absolute power, or gear. So with my new fortune pickaxe, I dug back down to Y level -55 and started strip mining. Not for diamonds, this is how our ancestors did it, but war has changed. Suck on that, Ron Perlman. No, we mine ore caves now. Statistically, big caves mean big air exposure, which means big diamonds, and I don't make the big rules, I just big exploit them. Ironically, it's a good idea to mine towards lava, as you can see here. Hey, I thought I was doing a good thing by mining towards that lava sound. Let's try and not die now. Yes, that's unpleasant. Ooh, shit. Let's do that. There we go. I've got a water bucket on me. We can work with that. Let me just fill that in. Ah, that is directly above lava. That's going to be really hard to, like, fill that out. We can do this, probably. Oh, it's not directly above lava. Perfect. Let's drop a bit of water in. There we go, and there we go. Oh. Nope. No, thank you. Yes, I agree, watching me get those diamonds away from lava is like watching a raccoon try to open a wheelie bin without falling in. Nonetheless, I walked away with 10 diamonds. Thank you, Fortune 3 pick. Very cool. There were some other diamonds above me, which gave me another 3, and it wasn't long before I actually found 2 more blocks of diamonds right next to each other. From these, I got 8 more, which is bad luck, because each node only had 1 block, but each block gave me 4 diamonds, which is really good luck. So where does that put me on the luck scale? Later, I found an amethyst geode with some diamonds inside, which is something I'd never actually seen before, which is cool. I got 3 from here. Spent a while looking for some more, but I hit level 30 and decided to go back to enchant. This is when I realized something. Oh. Evidently, when I walked down here, I just didn't see that. To be fair, it makes sense if you think about, like, I'm always placing torches on the left and the pickaxe is blocking this side of the screen. Okay, make that an additional 30 diamonds. Very nice. Every goddamn time. Nonetheless, I came out of that mining session with an additional 30 diamonds. Back at the base, I made a diamond axe and enchanted it with efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. This is primarily for deforestation, but also for if negotiations with the villagers get a little bit slow. So now it was time for some diamond armor. I just wanted it to be enchanted with basically anything, so I made the full suit and did a quick quartz run for more XP. While I was there, I did a bunch more trading with the piglins, which gave me a dried ghast. Yes, a bite-sized snack. The first piece of armor I went for was the diamond leggings with fire protection 4 and unbreaking 3. Very nice. I did another nether run and got to level 30 again, but also I realized that there was something very wrong in my nether. That sheep is still in here. You, come here. More ender pearls at least. No fire resistance potions, but a great deal more nether building materials. Come on, sheep. Let's get you out of hell. I think I have to push him through first. There we go. Hey, you took the lead with him. Come on. No, you can't go back to hell. Yes, I know they seem to like you for some reason, but I'm not letting you stay in the nether. You will get eaten by lava. Anyway, I got a chest plate with protection 4, unbreaking 3, which is pretty much perfect. I looped again and got boots with protection 4, depth strider 3, and unbreaking 3. Looped again and got a helmet with protection 4, respiration 3, aqua affinity, but it is missing unbreaking. Well, it'll do for now. I made myself an anvil so I could put some mending on some of this gear, which had to go outside because my shack is quickly getting too small for my massive ego, and I threw my 4 mending books on my pick, axe, diamond chest, and boots. Though in retrospect, I probably should have done my helmet because it's the most vulnerable, being the only one with no unbreaking, but I was elected to lead, not to read. So now, with pretty much amazing armor, 2 fantastic mining tools on day 22, and a tolerable sword, I was ready to build my starter home. So as I said earlier, I've never actually built in the jungle before, so this was going to be a rough time for me. So a great deal of what I was doing here is just collecting wood, because what else am I going to do in a jungle? I wanted a lakeside house so that I could add a fishing pier later, and I wanted it to be elevated because typically houses are on stilts or pillars in jungly areas in real life because of extreme weather, so it kind of just made sense to me. I tried to use a variety of blocks and textures, mosaic bamboo for the floor because it's a unique texture and color, then acacia planks for the ceiling with oak strip logs and jungle logs as my walls. This gave me 4 different colors and 4 different textures that all work pretty well together, ensuring it'd be a little bit more interesting than your standard, oak plank cobblestone house. I also kind of struggled to integrate it into the terrain and find a roof design, and I also blew through damn near all my valuables like iron for this, but without further ado, let's cut to pre-built of future past and see what I ended up with. Right, so I have finished building my quote-unquote starter home on day 41. I used only materials that is available around here, so that's like jungle wood, oak wood, and there was a lot more acacia trees along that ridgeline, but I used some. That is annoying me, by the way. Just so we're clear. And this is the house I came up with. Excuse the patch of dirt here, this was just recently done. Once it's all green, I will bone meal it so it looks like the grass. I don't typically build in the jungle. I kind of go for like the standard Minecraft, you know, European medieval style, using cobblestone and other stone and woods like spruce and oak, and it's all very high roofs and brick walls and stone walls. This, I had to be kind of more creative. Definitely outside of my comfort zone. I don't really build with jungle wood ever at all, and I certainly don't build in this style. I kind of had to wing it, but I'm mostly pretty happy with how it looks. It's kind of lacking in texture in my opinion. Like, I don't like that the roof is just the one kind of wood, and that same wood is used so frequently throughout the walls as the window blocks, but I was kind of limited in the woods I had available. It was either oak wood or acacia or jungle, and I was already using a lot of oak wood for the walls. These parts are stripped oak logs, and acacia is a very aggressive color, so it's hard to just integrate into the side of the build. If this was a more stone heavy build, I could have done like gradients and stuff, but for just wood, I don't hate how this looks. Obviously we have a stone wall, but that's just because that's what I have available. I've started planting sort of like a new jungle on this little patch here and this little patch here, because it looked very barren on its own without any bone meal terrain around. It was very flat and just kind of like this next to the house. It didn't look well integrated, but I added the farm and I added the wall and these light posts in the extra jungle, and it looks a little bit better. When we come inside, I have a melon and pumpkin farm, which has already started producing me some melons and pumpkins. We've got a little storage area off to the side with a composter and some pots and just a raft I decided to build. It doesn't do anything, it's just there because it looks cool. We have my wheat and potato farm, which is doing its own thing. There is in fact water at the center of these, by the way. I will replace this with carrots and potatoes once I find carrots. And we have a little chicken coop area here. I don't actually have any eggs to put in it, but when I get eggs, we'll open this up, I'll throw them in there, and this will just be an egg machine, and it'll make me lots of eggs, which we can use to make like other chicken devices. I just put that in there to fill up the space. Coming inside, I'm actually pretty happy with the interior. You can see I've used a lot of the mosaic bamboo floor tiles with a little bit of a mix of the normal kind in there. This is my brewing area. I obviously don't have any blaze powder to actually brew anything, and I don't have any nether wart to grow here, but I will when the time comes. And we have like a bunch of brewing containers up here. I put all my ingredients in typically. I kind of do this design a lot actually, and I have a little water thing here because obviously if you use a water bottle on the cauldron, you have to keep refilling it, but if you just keep water in your kitchen area, it doesn't do that. This is where I ended up using the acacia, by the way, was just for a different roof texture. I didn't want to use bamboo again. Oak was in the walls, jungle was in the walls, so I came up with another wood type to use to give it another pop of color. And this is just a little piece of bamboo on a flower pot on a clay pot. I have other saplings I would like to use, but in the meantime, I just put this here. I would like to get cherry blossoms. They obviously look the best in these, along with flowering azaleas. Here, I have my enchanting area. It's got some chiseled bookshelves just to fill it out, and you can put a bunch of enchanted books in there. That's what I typically do. This is where I store my mending books when I do this kind of a setup, and I've got lots of paintings. Oh, this one's the same one twice. How incredibly unacceptable. This must be fixed immediately. Do we have that one? We do. Here's a new one, right. Whatever this is meant to be, we now have different paintings. There we go. So yeah, we have a bunch of paintings to fill up the walls a little bit, because it looked a bit weird, because, you know, the bookshelf room always looks a bit weird because it's so short relative to the size of your room, so I filled it up with some paintings. This is going to be an ender chest when I get a chance. You can see I've put some armor stands right at the doorway. They're just using copper armor right now because I ran out of pretty much every other valuable material, so copper was the obvious choice, with another painting above the door. We have this little transition area here. It's actually just where the ladder to the upstairs area is. But there's looms and there's crafting tables and chests and stuff, and a little acacia sapling in a pot. I found a parrot when I was out in the jungle. I gave it seeds and now it's my friend. Back here we have just sort of like all the crafting stations mostly, and then we have a little seating area here with a couple of mini trees. I guess it's just leaves that I use shears on some pots. I will probably fill this out with more stuff. I'm kind of limited on the decorations I can do because I didn't want to spend like 10 hours exploring the entire world and finding all the materials in one go so I could put them all in my starter home. I was welcoming the limitations of the surrounding biomes, which was a forest biome. There's a dead squid over there. Oh, there's a small squid. And the acacia biome whatever that's called again, the savannah, and yeah, the jungle. And I'm pretty happy with the interior of this house. I like the jungle windows. They kind of let a lot of air in. This would be a kind of a humid environment. I don't know how enjoyable glazed windows would be to live in. This just gives you way more airflow. There's obviously an element of like, what about the bugs? But I think we're thinking a little bit too hard about Minecraft at that point, and it just looks different from using glass, which I typically use. So I like this. If we come up here and we have a little bedroom area, why is this here? Must have been using that to get outside. Anyway, we have a little bedroom area with a couple more paintings. There's 3 2x1 paintings, by the way. The vertical ones, there is 3 unique ones. Mojang, fix your shit. Why is there only 3 paintings of this dimensions? 15 years into this game, we need at least like 3 more. Come on. And then we have a little storage area with some more chiseled bookshelves, because I like to just store my enchanted books in chiseled bookshelves, because it's extremely inconvenient, but it looks nice. And then we have a little balcony area here, which is actually using the shelves blocks. If we hop over here, you can see like these are the things you can put items on, but they kind of look good as like a wooden siding as well. So yeah, that's my starter home, 41 days into Minecraft, that I built after I had diamond tools. What about it? That's standard starter home stuff. So where does that leave us? We started with nothing but our bare hands, and by the end of our first episode here, we have full enchanted diamond armor, diamond enchanted tools, a mending villager, a thriving economy of forced labor, and I have a fine little home to live in. And it's only day 41. But as I said, this is my forever world. This is where I'll be playing for as long as I can. So we have a lot more to do. And if you want to see that, please do hit that subscribe button. This video probably will just do poorly because of the way YouTube works when you try and play games that aren't your main one. So any positive comments about this video would be greatly appreciated as motivation to make the other episodes for the series. But of course, criticism in general is also welcome. This was a very strange video for me to make. I've never made a video like this. It took a very long time. I think it's coming in at about 40 hours to make this full video, if you can believe it. So it might be a hot minute before the next installment, but if and when that video does come out, it'll be linked right here on screen. Thank you so much for watching Minecraft Forever Episode 1, and I'll see you in the next video.